Hello friends, welcome or welcome back. I pulled this out of my shelf, so today I'd like to have a little chat with you about The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. This is a 12-chapter self-guided book that is supposed to help any person having a creative freeze or any individual who's feeling stagnant and is experiencing challenges in getting their creative juices flowing. This book was originally published in 1992. It was introduced to me in the late 90s by one of the vice presidents in the company where I used to work as a training specialist. I was in my mid 20s at that time. I'm 52 now. This book for me is like an activity book for grown-ups. I also sometimes see this as a weekly lesson plan book where the student, aka the reader, is presented a lesson each week, aka a theme, and then at the end of each lesson or theme, there's a list of tasks for the reader to accomplish, or what I personally refer to as homework for the week. Let's look at the different themes or lessons for each chapter. Chapter 1 or week 1 is recovering a sense of safety. Week 2 is recovering a sense of identity. Week 3 or chapter 3 is recovering a sense of power. Fourth week is recovering a sense of integrity. And if you notice, I have put a post-it note on every first page of every chapter because I wanted to document the dates when I was actually going through the lesson. So for week 4, I did it on July 17 to 21 in 2023. Did we hit week 5? Nope. Week 5 is recovering a sense of possibility. Week 6, recovering a sense of abundance. Week 7, recovering a sense of connection. For the 8th week, we have recovering a sense of strength. Week 9, recovering a sense of compassion. Week 10 or chapter 10, or as I call it, lesson 10, recovering a sense of self-protection. Week 11, recovering a sense of autonomy. And the last week is recovering a sense of faith. When I think of this book, there are two things that always come to my mind. The first is the morning pages, and the second is the artist's date. The morning pages is a continuous, non-stop flow of thought that you have to put down in writing on 3 pages of your notebook every morning before you even do anything. Whatever you are writing doesn't have to be about a single topic. Instead, it can be the conversations that are going through your head at the moment. It could be anything, and I mean anything that comes to your mind at that particular time. If the conversations in your head is about your plans for the day, you write that down. If it's about how much you love or hate doing the morning pages, you also write that down. It is a way to clear your mind, process emotions, and unblock creativity. The morning pages is supposedly done first thing in the morning before you even begin your day. It is supposed to get rid of your censor or self-critic. I think us humans are very critical of ourselves by nature. The morning pages is a way of encouraging the reader to let go and relax and enjoy the process of writing. You don't have to worry about your grammar or if what you're putting down on the paper makes sense. You just have to write and keep writing until you reach the end of the 3rd page every single day. My morning pages were usually filled with thoughts on how I slept the night before. Did I dream about something? What was the dream about? What am I supposed to do today? Do I have a meeting with someone? How do I feel about that person I'm meeting with? What am I bringing to work for lunch? And so on and so forth. This notebook right here is the first of the 2 notebooks that I used when I went through this process again in 2023. Let me show you the first page. It says week 1, day 1, Monday, June 26, 2023. And if you'll notice, my handwriting is still very nice, very neat, and you know, very legible. However, I'm gonna flip through one of the pages very quickly because I don't want you guys to read what I wrote. There you go. You see that? That is one of those days when I feel like my thoughts are trying to run out of my head, and so the writing goes very fast as if they're also trying to run with the actual thoughts. They're trying to jump out of my head. So that's how my writing looks like. I cannot show you each of the pages because that is very personal. Also, when you're going through the morning pages, from my recollection, there's a part in the book that tells you not to go back and read what you have written. You have to go through all the chapters first, and then if you want to go back, that's when you do it. You don't go back when you are actually going through the 12-week process. The second thing that I think when I see this book is the artist's date. The artist's date is a weekly solo outing to do something fun and creatively nourishing. The artist's date is what I always look forward to every week. It's designed to refill your creative well and reconnect with your inner artist. This date doesn't have to be expensive. A nice long walk can be your artist date. You can ride your bike for 30 minutes, and that can be your artist date. When I was young and broke, my artist dates include going to the nearest bookstore and browsing at books that I intend to buy in the future when I saved enough money. Sometimes I'd get a nice new pen, a pencil with a cute topper, cute stickers, or anything that I see in the shops that I like and of course I can afford. Sometimes I just go out for a walk and take home some flowers or an interesting rock that came across my way. Artist dates can be very simple, but it has to be something that you like doing. And it's something that you have to do alone. If you don't like going to the movies, then definitely don't go to the theaters and watch a movie for your artist date. You know what I mean. The summer of 2023 was the third time that I went through this 12-week journey. This book is the one book that I personally go back to when I feel unmotivated or when I feel like I hit a boulder that I am unable to get over with. I personally think it's a great book for anybody who needs encouragement in their unique creativity. This copy is already my third copy that I purchased. We moved a lot in my younger years and I lost track of where I left the previous copies that I used to have. But recently I found this at the book section of a second-hand store, and believe it or not, it is priced at only 99 cents. Can you see that? When I found it, I've been meaning to buy it for quite a while, but I don't like the cover of the newer version that they're selling over at Amazon. Eventually, I stopped looking for this version. So it was total serendipity when I came across this at the thrift store in the first couple of weeks of summer 2023. I'm quite impressed by its quality because, as you can notice, it looks new. And the pages of the book are very clean. The markings that you see, the highlights, I did that. That's from my my third journey. I marked those lines. Now, how many of you have this book and went through the 12-week self-guided program? How was your journey? I have opened this book at different stages of my life, and each time gave me a different level of wonderment. Every time I became more accepting of what is and more open to the possibilities of what I can do at the moment. This is hands down one of my favorite books of all time. I hope one day I get to meet Julia Cameron, the beautiful soul who wrote this, and I really hope I can get my copy signed. I love that she has her picture at the back. And then at the back of the cover, they are showing us the other groundbreaking books in this trilogy, Finding Water and Walking in This World. I have not read any of those books. If you're going through some sort of stagnation in your creativity and expressing yourself, I highly recommend that you pick up this book. It's not only fun, it will also push you to get out of your comfort zone or your self created box. I hope this is something that's helpful for you and your journey. Thank you for watching this video. I am the Urban Witch. See you again next time.